just watching this NFL Network free agency frenzy. It says Aaron Rodgers met with the Jets contingent in California last week. It is Rich Eisen right now talking with Ian Rappaport. So, again, I think that gets done. There's a lot going on with the Dolphins. And here's the frustrating part. I mentioned this at 2 o'clock, but the Dolphins, so Mike White, the former Jets backup, is now going to be the Dolphins backup. That was announced today. And very frustrating for me because Mike White is very good friends with Josh Appel, who comes on this radio show every week. And Appel's leaving for his honeymoon this week. But he comes on this radio show every week. Mike White is a very good friend of his. Mike White was in his wedding party. I was at Appel's wedding last weekend. Mike White was at my table. Guy hands me a note, inside info. I'm signing with the Dolphins. But because I'd had a couple drinks, I thought that was Wes Carroll. And so I thought to myself, there's no chance the Dolphins are signing Wes Carroll. Threw it right in the garbage. I've broken one piece of news on this show, right? I was what news did I break? Do you remember?
Who was getting fired?
The athletic director.
Like James.
Athletic director.
There
like
we
James.
go. Yep.
Like James. Legitimately broke news. It was the craziest day. It was not what I try to do on this show. I really want to talk about coleslaw. I don't want to break news. I had the Mike White news handed to me. And because I thought it was Wes Carroll, former FIU quarterback, I screwed the whole thing up.
You don't introduce yourself to your table?
Yeah, I did. Nice to see you again, Wes.
Oh, you're ridiculous.
And then when I saw Wes Carroll, I, dapped him up like I already said hello. I'd already said hello to him.
Hey, Wes, who's that big guy over there? Looks like you.
Anyway, that is part of the Dolphins news. Yeah. Let's get it all here. Let's get headlines. Start out the 4 o'clock hour with Alejandro Solana.
Brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford, we know trucks. I'm going to start with the Miami Dolphins news. Over the weekend, yesterday, they traded for cornerback Jalen Ramsey. They'll pair him up next to Xavier Howard. They sent tight end Hunter Long, as we're calling him Hunter, so long.
Bye-bye.
And a 2023 third-round pick to the LA Rams, which they got in exchange for Devontae Parker from New England. All that becomes the number 3 rated cornerback last year, according to Pro Football Focus.
I saw someone tweet about, imagine Dolphins practices. It was like, I don't even want to watch the games. I want to watch practices. Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey against Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. That's your practice. Tell me that's not going to be unbelievable.
Gotta see these one-on-ones. I don't even want a football play. I just want to watch them compete. It's going to be
wild.
It's special. We always say on paper, this is looking good as hell, man. I'm telling you.
Again, I wanted to the whole weekend. I'm like, I got to ask Crowder, what am I missing here? Am I missing that on paper, this Dolphins team, again, whether you believe, I'm talking to the listener, whether you believe Tua can stay healthy or not, whether you believe he's a bum or not, let's say that we believe Tua is going to be a really good quarterback and that he was when healthy. What am I missing with this team? I mean, you're talking about all pro caliber players all over the field. Mm-hmm. You're talking about a defensive coordinator that every team wanted.
Yep.
What am I missing?
The brass by far. Vic Fangio and McDaniel, the two play callers are well respected around this league. The whole defense, no one's ever said, when's the last time a great defense was anchored by a middle linebacker? Dick Butkus? This is my position, and I know. You could win without these great linebackers. Only thing I would say people still question is the O-line, because it all starts there.
Right. And you'd like to have a better running back. But, my point is, again, you're not going to have all pros at every position.
No.
So they seem to me pretty damn stacked on paper.
And they did well with Williams at center. He graded out one of the best centers in the league last year. They just have to keep adding fat boys. I know I say it all the time. You get you a bunch of fat boys that can play, you're going to have a hell of a team. We're working backwards right now because we have a bunch of skill positions on both sides of the ball that can play, well-respected, Pro Bowl, if not Hall of Fame type guys. We just need to see it on the field, Hawk, because like you said, that on paper thing, this is looking like a Super Bowl team.
They've also wrapped up their backup quarterback. We learned earlier, Mike White. He is headed to Miami. He was started a couple games for the Jets over the past few seasons. He is from South Florida, and he will be Tua Tagovailoa's backup quarterback.
So what was the deal? What was the deal on Mike White?
2 years, 30-something, wasn't it?
Oh, that much?
Yeah, he had to – what? I thought it was like mid-teens a year.
Yeah, it's 2-year deal worth up to $16 million.
Right. It's like
Only
$8
million?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. What did they do? They kidnapped Mike White. We should be reporting a different story. They kidnapped a Jet and brought him to South Florida.
That's what I did at Appel's wedding. The whole night, I kept just saying, sign with the Dolphins at a discount.
Oh.
Sign with the Dolphins at a discount. Waking hypnosis.
Little inception.
Yeah, exactly. I inceptioned him at Appel's wedding. Sign with the Dolphins at a discount. All of a sudden, dude's on the phone with his agent. I'm thinking about signing with the Dolphins at a discount.
Huh?
All right.
There you go, Hawk.
You're welcome, Dolphins fans.
So the Dolphins quarterback room set, right? For a couple years at least.
Yeah, I would think so. I think it's, to me, pretty well defined. Tua is your quarterback, Mike White is your backup, and then maybe they move Skylar Thompson. Maybe they trade him.
If they can get something for him, they will.
Maybe, but I don't know. Could you get a 6th rounder for him? Is it worth it?
I don't think anybody offers
anyway,
it.
Right? I don't know how it works, Solana. If you put him on the practice squad, can any team pluck him off that?
Yeah, I mean, I know last year that was what they were afraid of, right?
Right, but I
Putting him
didn't
on a
know. I
practice
didn't know
squad.
maybe if you go to year 2 and you sign a contract. I don't know. I just don't know how it works.
Yeah, I'm not certain. I'm not certain if technically if he's under contract, but he's on the practice squad, can another team poach him? I have no idea.
I believe so, but as it lines up, Tua has this year and the 5th-year option of 2024. Mike White is under contract 2023, 2024. They've lined up for 2 years to figure this thing out, or they blow it up and go and reset at quarterback.
Right.
And as this year is showing you, there's always veteran quarterbacks available in either through free agency or through trades. Like every year, there's this cycle of veteran quarterbacks that will be either available or upset with their current situation.
Right.
So
right.
Yeah.
In that vein, by the way, Baker Mayfield, there's some rumblings that the Buccaneers are very interested. Jimmy Garoppolo goes to the Raiders. What else? Was there another quarterback move today?
That's it. Mike White,
I think
Jimmy
that
G,
was it. Yeah.
Baker Mayfield rumors.
Yeah. And then obviously everyone's waiting to see what happens with Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. That's, to me, the next domino that is going to fall.
And then Lamar Jackson.
Is
anybody going to get his man the money?
That has gotten quiet.
That was the weird. I really thought this morning, things were going to pick up. Somebody was going to throw an offer out there. I haven't heard a sound.
Yeah, I saw Mike Florio at Pro Football Talk tweeted out on Saturday, Friday was a very bad day for Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm. You dump your girlfriend to see your options and nobody shows up at the front door.
Yep.
And I know the Ravens franchised him, but it's not a good feeling when you say I'm worth $250 guaranteed and they say, okay, go get $250 guaranteed and nobody calls.
Yeah.
You just proved the Ravens correct.
And again, it's really it's the humiliation of it. And again, this is all grading on a curve because he's going to get over $30 million to play football for one season. So, humiliation, I'd say in air quotes. But It is, we don't think that you can get that. And not only don't we think it, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not just us negotiating in a room. I want this. Well, we don't think you're worth it. And you come up with it. It's not only do we not think you're worth it, go get it. Knock yourself out publicly.
This went on with me privately, to be honest. Yeah,
Privately.
so I'm with you because of the fact that I had to come to grasp with it in my living room by myself and Joe Siegel. Lamar's coming to grasp with the entire world knowing what's going on.
Right.
I wanted a 5-year deal, and the
You
Dolphins
wanted
were like,
Brian Urlacher money.
I wanted 5 years Brian Urlacher money, and the Dolphins were like, no. Everybody know. It's funny that Ross Tucker, a friend of the show, he just came out and said, wow, it's so funny how these in-depth negotiations can happen in 9 minutes, where we know everybody else talks to everybody before the deadlines and all. So it was my 4th year. I'm headed into free agency, and Joel starts talking to the Dolphins. We're like, we want 5 years. We want Urlacher money. 5 for, I think it was over 8. So like 5 for 40. They were like, nope. We're like, well, that's what the middle linebacker goes for. And they were kind of like, well, you know, we can't do that. So, you know, go. So Joel starts calling people, and Joel, about 3 weeks after, he calls me and he's like, hey, we're not getting 8 a year. I was like, okay, what? You know what? We can get you 5 a year. Okay, so 5 for 25. We're not getting 5 years.
5 years.
I was like, huh?
Wait a
How
second.
long? I got you 3.
But imagine that going on in public.
Yeah, but it's funny because it got to a point where is what it was. Like, he was like, this is the best deal I got right now. You want to hold out through camp? Like, we can make decisions from there, but I talked to 32 and it's the best deal I have. And luckily it was back with the Dolphins. But yeah, Lamar's going through that with the entire world watching his value drop every single minute he's not signed.
Pretty big news right now that's breaking. Tremaine Edmonds is signing. Tremaine Edmonds.
Edmonds.
Can he play like the Edmonds brother? Because Edmonds brother can bowl.
I can't imagine you're giving Edmonds too much money. No one's heard of him.
Tremaine Edmonds is signing with the Chicago Bears, and the numbers are stupid, man.
There's no chill on this show, by the way.
He's a monster.
I like barely messed that up too. Sorry.
Somebody tweets at me, by the way. Did Mark Hochman just reveal on the air that the Dolphins and Mike White had negotiated before the legal period? Please tell me I misheard. Yes, that's right. That's what I was breaking. At the wedding, he told me via a note that he was signing with the Dolphins, but I mistook him for Wes Carroll, FIU quarterback from 10 years ago.
Isn't that
yes, sir.
better?
You heard that right. You have busted up an illegal ring.
Come on, Texter. Way to go.
Tremaine Edmonds is getting 4 years, $72 million. That includes $50 million guaranteed per source. Crowder, I mean, that's an inside linebacker. And what'd you get? 15 mil over 3 years? Yeesh.
Like a piker.
Sneak out of this damn screen. Edmonds can play.
He got paid.
Why wasn't I born later?
I
wish I was 23 right now.
He was on the Bills last year, so that's significant in the AFC East, man.
Yeah. No, he's a monster. He is gigantic. He's a big old boy, can run like he's what football is right now.
Out of our division.
Let him leave. But that's stupid. 4 for 72 for an inside backer. That's dumb money.
And some details emerging on Jimmy G's deal. So he is getting a 3-year deal, has a base value of $72.75 million, including $24.5 million in year 1. He's going to make $11.25 million signing bonus this year, plus his $11.25 million salary. The same thing in 2024. And then in 2025, $22.5 million salary.
Still not a ton.
So 26. So 70, 3 years, 70 million.
Yeah.
But is that third year guaranteed?
I don't think it is. No.
That's not. So they got him for 2 years at $11 million a year plus an $11 million signing bonus.
So it's really two for 44.
Yeah, it's not a bad deal.
No, that's not crazy money.
Yeah, in 2023 and 2024, he gets an $11.25 million roster bonus or signing bonus. And then his base salary each year is $11.25 million. 2025, which is not guaranteed, $22.5 million salary.
Somebody texts in. I did the Get Out movie Hypnosis on Mike White at the wedding. So whenever I hit the little thing against the teacup, he's ours, Dolphins fans.
Mike jumps up.
And also he's done with cigarettes.
Mike's a smoker?
No, I was doing the Get Out movie.
Does that work? Hypnosis to kill like addictions?
I mean, it worked so well on Get Out that the dude went into what was the place called?
The sunken place.
The
sunken place. Did you ever see Get Out, Solana?
Yeah, I've seen it like 12 times.
That's a great movie.
That is a good movie, but I don't think Solana's seen it. Answer was too quick.
Of course, I'd say it. We've talked about it. We had the whole bit about Get
Crowder
Out
on this one. It didn't seem. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think you've seen it.
Well, I don't want to risk ruin it for the listeners, but we could talk about it off the air. I mean, I know the whole movie basically by heart.
What happens at the end?
At the end, he escapes. He escapes, and then the cops show up, but it's his boy, the TSA agent.
Maybe you did see it.
Nah, watch the first 10 to last 10 minutes. He let us fill in the middle.
I read the Wikipedia. All right, should I get to this weekend's headlines?
This weekend's headlines? I mean, we don't have much time. Why don't we do a little cat talk here?
I'm getting inside information about this wedding you were at.
And?
Why, when everybody was lifting Josh Appel up in the chair, did Mark Hochman run into the corner?
I'm not even kidding you. I never go near the horror. Get out of here.
That's why you're invited to have a good time.
Mike White is no. You need the big, strong, young guys. Mm-hmm. Josh Appel, have you seen him?
He's a big fella.
What am I gonna do? Lifting him on the chair. So
helping
Mike White is there. He's got young guys. Chris Whittingham is there. He's got young big guys who are part of his wedding party. Wes Carroll is there, who's in much better shape. Like Adam Beasley's there. He's got 15 years on me. I mean,
big
get out of
guys.
here. I'm gonna start.
Do your part.
No, I've done my part. I'm done doing my part. I did my part. Time for someone else to do their part.
Whitty was named 2 on big strapping young guys.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, I don't know all. There was like a whole table filled with athletes that I didn't know who was who, but they definitely should have participated in the horror.
You at least got to go out there and you put your hand on somebody's shoulder.
No, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, Hawk.
Encouragement. The guys that go and grab the chair, but their arm is just moving up and down as the chair moves, and they're not doing anything. Embarrassing. I don't like those people. Either put your effort in, lift the chair. There need to be 4 main guys, one on each foot of the chair, really lifting. Ain't going to be me.
Then what about the little guy in the middle of the square kind of project manager?
That's me. I'm there with a clipboard underneath the chair. Mike, you good? All right. I'm going to call in Cam Wolf if you're not. You're all right? Okay. Cam, take the dance off. Project manager.
I found out something else about him, Solana. Hawk stayed till the end of the end. He's the guy that walks out with the bride and groom and the gifts at the end of weddings.
The worst.
Yeah,
the worst.
No, I didn't stay until the end of the end.
The worst.
I did the Irish exit.
He was asking, can he take the table placement,
the place settings?
What y'all gonna do with these flowers? Y'all gonna take them all?
Yeah, you won't get it. I didn't stay to the end of my wedding. Someone else.